my name's Jordan, and today I have a massive book unhaul for you. So I know I usually do a book haul like for around my birthday if I decide to film before or after my birthday, but this time I decided to be brutal to my bookshelves because I'm not sure if you can see I've reorganized my bookshelves, but I also went through mostly all the books I've read before, and I decided to be brutal with myself because I'm trying to, like, since I've been on booktube for so long, and I know there's some books that I usually keep that are 5 stars or 4 stars, and books that are like part of the series, but now I'm like I was thinking to myself, will I reread these books, and will I continue on these series? So I don't know how many books that I have here. I know I have like 5 in the box in the side, of which you could see off camera, and I have one. I have like over 40 books that I'm getting rid of, and but yeah, like usually I go through like bookstars, or not bookstars, books that are rated like at below 4 stars, and books that have been on my shelves that I've lost interest, but that didn't work for me this time. That's why I don't do book hauls often, because most of the time I just unhaul the books that I didn't end up liking. But this time around, I decided to be honest with myself. Will I reread those books, and are they worth keeping or not? So I'm not going to go in particular order or anything like that. I have like 3 piles of books here, and I have 5 more in a box like I said. So I'm just going to tell you guys which, go through the books that I'm getting rid of. Okay, I thought something was going on with my phone there. But the first 2 books that I'm unhauling is Your Welcome Universe and Chaotic Good by Winnie Gardner. I did enjoy Your Welcome Universe. It was a 4-star read for me, but I don't see myself rereading in the future, and if I do want to reread it, I probably will buy it on ebook form just so it doesn't take room on my shelves. I'm not too sure yet, but I'm most likely not going to reread it, and so because of that, I'm not going to end up trying out Chaotic Good, and so yeah, these are the reasons why I'm getting rid of these 2 books. And the next one I'm unhauling is A Sweet Mess by J.C. Lee. This was a 4-star read for me, and same with the sequel, and I just didn't care enough to continue on with the series because they're all companion novels, which a lot of contemporary romances are with their series, which I don't mind. It's just, I just didn't care enough to of the characters to want to continue. So yeah, I honestly felt bad because this was gifted for me, and I thought I would want to reread in the future, but nope, I know that, I mean, I enjoyed it, but I'm not willing to continue on. Not only continue on with the series, but also I'm not gonna, most likely gonna reread it. And the next one I'm unhauling is Siri, Who Am I by Sam Cheetah, and I did enjoy this. This was a 4-star read for me. I did this in a video where it was like my newest 2021 release and newest 2021 re-release when I did that 2 years ago, or not. It's not 2 years ago. It's been like 4 years at this point, but I know I got this from like Half Price Books. It was just on good condition, and that's why I got it. And plus, I saw another booktuber reading this. I can't remember which one on top of my head. Like I said, it was very enjoyable, but I'm not likely to reread it. And the one book series that I finally decided not to continue with this series, which is the Seafire trilogy, which we have Seafire, Steel Tide, and Stormbreak. And I enjoyed the first 2 books. They're 4-star reads for me, but I'm not a hugest fan of the main character, to be honest with you. I'm more of a fan of the side characters more than the main character, because with me, I want to feel connected to the main characters to want to continue on with it, like a book or a book series. But with this one, I am not a huge fan of the main character, so I know it took me a while to think to myself, am I going to finish this trilogy or not, but I decided that I'm not going to, so why waste my time? But I honestly wish that they did not change the book covers, because I was drawn to Seafire because of the cover, and plus it's female pirates, and I think, yeah, I got this from a book box like many years ago, and yeah, I'm sad that I'm not continue on with the series, but I don't want to waste my time since I'm not a big fan of the main characters. So this is a series that I'm DNFing and giving a new home. And same with the Guinevere Deception and Camelot Betrayal. If you've watched one of my previous reading vlogs, I tried reading this several times. Like, I tried reading it physically, and I also tried listening to it on audiobook, and I cannot get into the sequel as much as the first book. The first book was a 4-star read for me, and I want to continue on with the series, but I just could not get into the sequel. So this is another book series that I'm unfortunately not continue on, and I'm sad about it because this is a very beautiful Alcrate edition. So, but yeah, why bother only keeping the first book when it's a series, and I know I want to continue on with a continue series, but I just couldn't get into this one either. So this one's getting a new home, and this one I am, even though the one book that was on my TBR, but then I decided to take it off because I'm like, I haven't read a book from this author for like at least more than 5 years, and I'm like, I like the book, but I'm not willing to reread it, which is A Light Between Worlds and Treason of Thorns by Laura E. Weymouth, and I'm sad about it because there were other books that she wrote that caught my interest, but I'm just like, am I gonna read those books? I am not too sure. So why keeping these if I probably won't reread The Light Between Worlds, because it did remind me of Narnia a lot, like the fantasy elements of this world, but I'm just, it was a 4-star read for me, but I'm not likely to continue, not gonna reread it, so I'm getting rid of both of these for that reason. And then this one, I am just gonna be honest with myself, because I did like the duology, but I'm not gonna willing to reread it, which are Ink, Iron, Glass, and Miss Metal and Ash by Gwendolyn Clare. And like I said, if I want to reread these, I'll read them on ebook, but I'm just being honest with myself. I don't think I see myself rereading this series, because I rated the first book 4 stars, and I rated the second book 3 stars, so it's 3.5, so it's most likely not going to be a reread for me. And I felt bad because I bought this book, which is the In the City of Time, which is one of the newest books that she wrote, and so yeah, I don't want to waste my time, and so yeah, these are getting a new home as well. Boy, these stacks here. But yeah, and then another one that I'm hauling is the Goose Girl by Shannon Hale. I did enjoy the first book, and I know the next books in the series take place in the same world, but I think you follow different characters, and this has been seeing my shelves for so long, and I finally read it. I mean, I did enjoy it, but I'm not willing to continue on with the series, just because, like, I honestly bought this because of a booktuber, like, highly recommended it, and that's why I got it. And plus, it caught my eye, like, a few years before BookTube even was a thing, and it was with the old cover, not the new one. I do like the new one better, but I'm not gonna reread it. So, and that next one, it was really hard for me because I did enjoy one of the books by this author, but I haven't seen any more books from this author, which are the Book Jumper and The Forgotten Book by Michael Glacier. I still have trouble pronouncing this author's name, but I really love the Book Jumper, and I'm still really indecisive about unhauling these, but I know I probably will most likely get this on ebook because I haven't heard anybody talk about this on BookTube, and I love the Book Jumper, and the Forgotten Book, not so much. I mean, it was a 4-star read, but it's just wasn't one for me, and I know I loved the Book Jumper when it first came out, but I'm just going to give it a new home, and if I do want to reread the book jumper, I'll always get the ebook version just to save my butt on that. And the next one that I got, or that I'm unhauling, is the Grimrose Girls by Laura Paul. I got this as a library book before I was gifted this book, and it was very interesting, but I just didn't care enough to continue on with the series. Like, I thought it was going to be a standalone, but then the author decided to write a sequel of this. It's supposed to be a duology, but I did really enjoy it, but I'm not willing to reread it. I thought it was really unique because it was described as Once Upon a Time meets Pretty Little Liars, which I did enjoy that aspects, but it didn't have a lot of fantasy elements to it, in my opinion. But I'm gonna give this a new home, and it's one of the books that was gifted for me, and I feel bad, but why keep the books if I'm not gonna reread it? So there's that. And then another book series that I'm not gonna continue on is The Gilded Wolves by Rajani Kachki, and I did enjoy the first two books, but I still just don't care enough to continue on with the series. And I know I got the Bronze Beast, but the Silver Serpents were a 4-star read for me as well. But yeah, another one that I felt bad because it's a book box edition, but again, if I just don't see myself finishing this series, even though it's a trilogy. But I don't know, I have so many sequels on my TBR that I'm prioritizing others. I'm prioritizing some more than others, so yeah, that's why I'm getting these a new home as well. And another series that I'm unhauling are Three Dark Crowns series, which the first book is Three Dark Crowns, One Dark Throne, and Three Dark Reigns. And I don't have the fourth book because I was still indecisive about finishing up this series, because it's just weird. My weird experience with Three Dark Crowns series is I ended up reading it. I did not like the audiobook for the first one, and I read the second one physically, and then I went back to listening to the audiobook for the third one, and I still don't like the audiobooks for some reason. So that kind of took away for me to enjoy this series. But I mean, they were all 4-star reads, don't get me wrong, but I just don't care enough to continue. So there's that. I don't know how many book series I have in these stacks, but I know I have some that many people love, but there's some that I'm just like, many people love, but I don't know if I'll end up continuing with the series. And I'm also sad about this book series, which is Kingdom of Souls and Reaper of Souls by Raina Barron, because the first book was a 5-star read for me, but then the second book was a 4-star read for me. So I'm afraid that the third book is going to be a 3-star read for me, so I just haven't been catching it. Like I said, I've been very behind on a lot of book series, and I've been prioritizing some over the others. So just for my sanity, I know that the first book was a 5-star read for me, and I'm just worried that the last book, because this is a trilogy, so I don't think the last book is going to be as good. I know I'm judging it without reading the last book, but I mean, I did like the world and the main character, but I just don't care to continue on with the series. So yeah. So another book that I'm unhauling is Long May She Reign by Raina Thomas. I did enjoy this book. This was a 4-star read for me, but I'm not willing to, I don't see myself rereading it. So there's that one. The next few books are the small amount of my unread books that I have on my TBR, but maybe I should do those last, because I should continue talking about the books that I'm getting rid of that I've read. Next one, the next one is The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. I know this is a very beloved booktube book, and I've read it. I gave it 4 stars, but I don't see myself rereading it. And I do like reading historical fictions that takes place in World War II, but with this one, I don't see myself rereading it. So there's that, and I'm sorry if this is your favorite book, but I don't see myself rereading it. So there's that. The next 3 books is another book series that I'm not willing to continue, which is the Illuminate Files. Yeah, these are pretty big books, so I'm just glad I didn't get these on hardcover. So we got Illuminate, Gemina, and Obsidio. So there were both books, but the first 2 books of the series were 4-star reads for me, and the audiobook is interesting. It sounded like a radio show to me, but I'm not gonna finish this series. So, and again, I'm sorry, but I had to be honest with myself, you know. And another book that I'm planning on unhauling is Meddling Kids by Edgar Cantro. This is like a Scooby-Doo retelling, which I did enjoy, but again, I don't see myself rereading this anytime soon, so I didn't want to keep it and then find out that I didn't enjoy it as much as the first time. So yeah, like I said, I didn't enjoy reading this many years ago, but I don't see myself rereading it. So it's going to a new home, and this one I'm also giving a new home, which is Perfect on Paper by Sophie Gonzalez. I did read 2 books by this author. I did enjoy this one, and I did enjoy Never Ever Getting Back Together, but again, I don't see myself rereading these books. They were fun YA books, don't get me wrong, but and I know there's a couple of books that I was interested in reading from this author, but I don't know if I want to own them or anything. I know I got this from like half-price books at a decent price, so there's that, and I don't see myself rereading it. So, and I am not gonna, like, the next series that I'm giving up on, I'm not gonna give up trying this author out, because he's mostly famous for his fantasy books, which is Brandon Sanderson with Skyward and Starsight. These were 4-star reads for me, but I'm just struggling with sci-fi as a genre right now. I do like sci-fi, but not a lot of sci-fi has gravitates my attention as it used to, but I don't see myself like continuing with this series, but I do want to try his fantasy books, so maybe that might be a better fit for me, because I know many people love his fantasy books. So yeah, there's that one. And the next one is the Once and Future duology, which Once and Future and Soar in the Stars by Amy Rose Capeta and Corey McCarthy. I did enjoy the first book. It was a 4-star read for me, but the third one was a 3-star read for me. So in average, it's 3.5. So I'm not going to be keeping these on my shelves. So the next one is The Bone Houses by Emily Lloyd Jones. I'm not sure if I want to... I did enjoy this book, but I'm not sure if I want to try the other book that I have, which is in my self-destruct pile, so that's why it's in this pile. So I'm just don't see myself rereading this. So yeah, I'm gonna grab the other books that I've read before, or from authors that I've read before. Okay, so the next one is Laura in the Wilds by Annalie Sabrana. I know I read this book when I was reading all of my lowest rated books on my TBR video last year, and I don't know what's going on with this hardcover. It's falling apart. Of course it is. I'm just so glad I didn't get rid of this. Not just because of that, it's because this was a 3-star read for me, and it was a disappointment. So I was anticipating it, and it was end up a disappointment. So I'm sad about this. So yeah, that's why I'm unhauling this book. The next the next book is a DNF for me, which is The Antidote by Shelley Shakir. I honestly DNF'd this because I was enjoying the first 100 pages, but then I just didn't care about the world or the characters. So yeah, that was going to a new home. And the next one is Witches Steeped in Gold by Sienna and Smart. Another DNF for me. I thought I would try another fantasy that takes place in a different culture, because this is supposed to be a Jamaican fantasy, which I thought that was unique, but I just couldn't get into the story, so yeah. Going to a new home. And the next two books is from an author that I've read before, but I don't think I'm gonna read from another book by this author, which is Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Seppia, and her other book, Now Entering Adamsville. These two, I have this on my shelves, and I never gravitate to this book, so, and I'm not planning on rereading Eliza and Her Monsters. So yeah, these are going to a new home. And then the one book that I've read recently, which I'm not going to keep obviously, which is Recommended for You by Laura Silverman. A disappointment for me, a 3-star read, so going to a new home. But now I'm going to go through small amount of books that was on my TBR that I just lost interest over time. So, Monsters Born Made by Tanvi Burwa. I honestly like the cover of this book. I'm trying to remember how I was interested in this book in the first place. I think it's supposed to be like a Hunger Games in a fantasy world or something like that, but... And yeah, and I'm sad about getting rid of this book because Under This Dust Jacket is very pretty, and it had a quote on it, and I just never gravitated towards this book, and I know I wanted to give it a try when I first got it, but I'm lost interested, so going to a new home. And the next one is Don't Call the Wolf by Alexandra Ross. And I know I gravitated towards the cover, that's why I bought this, and I honestly don't remember what this was about. And another one that I was hesitant before, I remember 3 years ago when I was going through all my unread books, this was still calling out to me, but it never called out to me 3 years later, so... but yeah, I don't know much about it, other than it's a fantasy, and the cover caught my eye, but now I've lost interest in it over time, so new home. The next one is A River of Royal Blood by Amanda Joy. This is supposed to be almost like a, this is a fantasy world where two sisters were fighting over their kingdom or queendom, so that's all I know, and I still didn't gravitate to this book either, so, pardon me, another book that I was unsure of 3 years ago, and then I kept it on my shelves, and of course I still haven't grabbed it 3 years later, so, yeah, my reading tastes have changed over time, and I'm surprised but not surprised at the same time, so this is going to a new home. And the last book that I'm unhauling today is, Dear Evan Henson by Val Mitch and Stephen Levinson. I don't know who the actual author is, but I know this was a Broadway show before it turned into a movie. Someone gifted this to me a few years ago, and I thought I would give it a try because they said this is one of their favorite books, but since the plot kind of bugs me a bit, just because I just recently lost someone with suicide, and it's not hard, it's not easy, because I don't want to read about someone else taking their life, and it's just kind of hard for me at the moment, so, and I know that that's part of the plot of the book, but I'm not willing to read it. I know they made a movie out of it, but I'm most likely going to watch the movie, but I'm not quite sure, But yeah, this is going to a new home, and I feel bad for whoever get this to me. I'm just haven't gravitated towards this book, and I know it's your favorite, but I'm just need to be honest with myself and go through the books that I've lost interest over time, so yeah. But yeah, these are all the books I'm getting rid of, and I am surprised that I've been honest with myself, and I'm proud of myself that I cleared a lot of books on my shelves, and I have more books that I want to focus on my TBR, and only small amounts. Um, that I'm getting rid of, but the ones I own, I am very surprised. But I had to be honest with myself. So yeah, this is a very messy book on haul video. But if you still enjoy this video, give me a thumbs up and comment down below what books that you unhauled recently, because I would like to know. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified I post new videos. Also, you can follow me on social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads, which all links will be down below for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!